I'm Ashley Deckard. I am the Assistant Director of Education for Color Up CBD and the owner and operator of AD Aesthetics here in Denver. And today I am going to be demonstrating a microcurrent treatment for you. Microcurrent is amazing for anyone who is showing expressive signs of aging or someone who is looking to prevent visible aging in the skin. You can use microcurrent with red light LED therapy, you can use it with dermaplaning, microderm, peels. There really is so many options of how to work in this modality, and it also supports in getting our skin just a little bit healthier. In addition to really softening fine lines and wrinkles, it supports with making sure that our skin is more hydrated, lifted, and increasing the beautiful tone that we're looking for with our skin. Microcurrent has been around since the 1960s, and it was initially developed to support with wound healing, and they discovered that it also supports with reducing fine lines and wrinkles from repetitive expression. And how that works is through the low level of electrical current that runs through the device, as I'll show you today. And that low level of electric current is actually what our body naturally produces. That's how our central nervous system operates, how our brain operates, and how our cells communicate as well. That low level of electrical current is actually going to stimulate the mitochondria within our cells, which is going to support in giving our cells energy. And as we get older, our skin cells and just our body in general start to lose energy. You can think of it kind of like a battery. When you use a device for a long enough period of time and the battery just doesn't hold the charge quite as long, that's exactly what's happening within our body. So microcurrent can help to stimulate and excite the cells, which leads to healthier skin. And then it also supports with toning the muscles and holding them and placing them back in their proper place. As we, express ourselves in general, we tend to just get in these specific, repetitive, expressive positions, like the furrowing in between the brows or the horizontal lines that show up on the forehead. And microcurrent can help to support in lessening those effects. So today I am going to show you guys how to use the microcurrent device. And I'm gonna start on the eyes actually. So I'm gonna place this just above the brow and then underneath the brow. And then we're gonna hold for 20 seconds. So what this is doing is actually working around the orbicularis oculi, and this muscle is responsible for closing the eye. And that can also lead to crow's feet as we, squint and open and close our eyes because we have to do that all day, every day. So with this specific treatment area, we can focus on lifting the brows. We can also focus on smoothing around the area where crow's feet become a little bit more obvious. So next I'm going to work on these 11s in the middle of the forehead here. And how we develop these are through our depressor supercilii muscles. They are actually the muscles that support in contracting our brows down and inward like that. I actually have trained myself not to do that face, so it's really hard for me to even furrow my brows because repetitive expression is how we mostly develop those fine lines there. So really with the microcurrent device, you want to make sure that you are either pausing and holding, or we can work slowly and sort of spread the muscle out, which, like I said, that low level of electric current is going to help the muscle remember its respective place. Our frontalis muscle is what's responsible for moving our eyebrows up and down, and that's what can lead to those vertical lines on the forehead. So I'm gonna work this area next. And every machine is going to be a little bit different, right? The specific machine that I'm using right now is supportive in terms of going ahead and delivering low levels of electric current to the skin. Some machines deliver high wattage. So with a high wattage or high voltage machine, what that's going to do is give you really those instant results, right? So it's immediately gonna put the muscle back in its place. What I've read is that over time that can fatigue the muscles of the face and lead to results that don't last in the long run. So that's why I chose this device, but of course, I mean, do your research. There are so many different great things on the market. As we move into the lower parts of the face, you'll notice that I'm using a dipping medium as well. This is a polarizing water that is going to support the microcurrent in moving into the skin, but also it is going to give me a little bit of glide and slip because we know that aloe-based mask can dry out on the skin. So next I'm gonna work around the lip area, and this is our orbicularis oris, and this muscle is actually responsible for any of those. One, it's responsible for protruding your lips outward, or when you're sucking through a straw, things like that, which can develop those vertical lines around the lips. So by smoothing out this muscle, it can really support in helping those vertical lines disappear, right? So then we're just gonna hold the microcurrent below the lip and then above the lip. And there are our press and hold techniques that we're using. And then you'll also see what's called skin work. And that is where I'm going to be massaging the microcurrent device all over the face, which is going to deliver that low level of electric currents, like I talked about earlier, in order to support the skin cells versus the specific muscle movements. There are different settings on the device, one that is supportive for the muscles and one that's supportive for the skin specifically. It's really important that you look for something that is going to do both of those things. When you use microcurrent, I just think it gives your clients more bang for their buck. It gives you better treatment results as well. The other thing that I'll mention is making sure that you don't use any oil-based products before this procedure. You want to ensure that the microcurrent is able to be delivered to the skin, and the oil, all it's gonna do is create a barrier so that electric current has to work a little bit harder in order to get to the muscles and get to the skin. So that can kind of reduce the results that you are expecting. So I would use an oil-free product as much as possible. Don't use a cream cleanser, use a gel or a foam. Always make sure that you exfoliate the skin beforehand as well. So as you can see, now I'm starting to move into the jawline area. This is an area where we lose a lot of elasticity over time. That, of course, is going to depend on a lot of different things, but facial structure is a big one. This will help to hold these muscles a little bit more taut. In reality, our platysma is actually contracted, especially in this day and age. So anything that you can do to smooth out that muscle that it actually inserts at the clavicle and then just above the jawline. And that is responsible for what we call jowls. But of course, there's also the fact that our skin loses its collagen and elastin as we get older, and that does play a major part as well. So it's not just our muscular structure, it's also the fact that our skin starts to sag as we get older. But the skin work movements can support in exciting our skin cells and supporting with increasing their cellular activity, which is going to increase collagen and elastin production. So now I'll go ahead and turn to the other side. And what I'm showing you today is one type of microcurrent facial, but there are many different ways that you can use the microcurrent device. there are so many different types of lifting movements that you can do, and depending on your client's area of concern, you can really customize the treatment specific for them, which I really love about this as well. My favorite pairing has to be a dermaplane with the microcurrent. It just gives the most beautiful glow to the skin. It's really great pre-event or party. You could also, if you really wanted to go all out, combine it with the red light LED therapy, and that just makes such a difference in the skin. Like, talk about results driven just from the beginning, right? So if your clients really want that wow, that's what I would suggest. Okay, so I'm moving into my last lifting movement here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and move into our skin work movements. So that is what is going to stimulate, like I said, the mitochondria as well as our ATP in the skin. So now that we've supported the muscles and sitting in their proper place, we're gonna go ahead and stimulate the skin. Now, you can use a specific serum if you would like. Sometimes I'll use a vitamin C based serum. You could use a firming peptide serum as well, depending on what your client's concern is. And this supports product penetration. Of course, it's not getting any deeper than the epidermal layer, and that's not something that we would want, right? But it'll increase from just the surface of the skin, moving in through those epidermal layers. And this is what is going to make our skin a little bit healthier over time. With these treatments, your clients could do a series, I would say 10 to 12, between every 2 and 5 weeks coming in for services. Obviously, the more often they come in, the better the treatment results are going to be. And then they can maintain from there every 4 to 6 weeks. So if your clients are looking to work on their expressive aging or premature aging, then this is a really good option for them if they don't want to go the more invasive procedure route, because there's absolutely no downtime with this. Everyone leaves looking really glowing and fresh. So you can do this, I mean, even on somebody's lunch hour too. So with this, I will focus around the orbicularis oculi like we talked about. And with the skin work, focus on any areas of fine lines or wrinkles. So with this device specifically, you can do a plumping movement, which I'm gonna pull out and then push back in to plump the skin. And specifically with this device, you don't wanna move the probes more than 2 inches apart. So you wanna keep them following together throughout the skin work. For skin work, you can do this for 2 to 5 minutes. That's enough. But if you have the time to use the full 10 minutes, then I would recommend to go ahead and do so. You can also apply this over a cream-like mask, let's say a peptide mask, because this is a different setting. And that'll support with keeping the skin more hydrated. And it kind of cuts your steps in half, right? So you don't have to do a serum with the plumping technique and then put a mask on, right? And we can even see already how much more plumped the lines around her eyes are. Okay, so she's looking really nice and plumped and glowing. So what we'll do is go ahead and remove our conductive gel. If you're using a serum and are looking to go straight into hydration, SPF, that's also totally fine. You can mask if you'd like at this point, or you could do a red light LED treatment as well. There are so many different options, so up to you. So we've gone ahead and removed the conductor, and we're gonna go ahead and move into final hydration. So I am going to use a toning product. You can use any type of toner that you would like, whether it be an exfoliating toner or a hydrating toner. I think that a hydrating toner works really nicely with a microcurrent treatment because it further just plumps up the skin, which is what we're wanting to do with this specific modality. So I'm using a toner that has cucumber and lilac extracts, so it's gonna be soothing to the skin as well as hydrating and brightening. Then I'm going to follow up with a vitamin C product. As we know, that vitamin C is great for tightening and brightening the skin. That's really the main thing that we're after with this treatment. So vitamin C is the perfect serum post microcurrent. And a little bit goes a long way, right? Then I'll go ahead and finish up with an eye and lip product as well as a facial oil and lip product as well. So as we know as estheticians, there are so many steps at the end. So staying along that orbital bone and gently tapping in our eye product. This specific eye product has 2 different types of peptides, which are going to support firming in the skin. I'm then using a full spectrum CBD lip treatment. A full spectrum lip treatment can be really great for anyone who is experiencing chapped, windburned, itchy or tight lips. The full spectrum product is going to communicate with our CB1 receptors that are located in our skin, which are responsible for pain and itch. I'll add in just a few drops of our facial oil. This facial oil specifically has CBD as well as macadamia nut oil, which is great for transepidermal water loss. So super nice in the winter and if you live in a dry climate. There's also avocado oil in here. And we'll finish off with a zinc-based sunblock. With sunblocks, I always make sure that I pat them into the skin and then diffuse upward and outwards. Nobody wants a white cast on the skin when they leave their treatment. So this is a really great way to make sure that the product is fully diffused into the skin. And that's really no matter the Fitzpatrick type of your client. It can be from a 1 all the way to a 4 or 5. I use the zinc-based sunblock every day, and it's really all about how you apply the product. So just really light, and then diffuse it into the skin. And that is our microcurrent treatment. Again, I'm Ashley Deckard, Assistant Director of Education of Color Up CBD and owner and operator of AD Aesthetics. Thank you so much.